Money appears to be the thing that people idolize in this world more than anything. Everyone wants to get rich, everyone wants to be something, and the being something bit I get. But the chasing of money is often done for the wrong reasons. I've made a video in the past where I spoke about the fact that I truly believe that for most people, a good portion of their problems, probably most of their problems, would immediately disappear overnight if they had more money and a constant way to keep the supply coming. The thing that leads me to believe that is the problems that most people face on a day-to-day basis. Now, everyone's got their own issues in life, right? I think we can all agree on that point. But for a lot of people, it seems like their issues are influenced by their financial position, and even in ways that they may not initially realise. If we have a good think about the fact that people are tired because they have to wake up early for work, they're depressed because they work in a job that's unfulfilling, these are things that could be solved with more money, right? And whilst I say the best part of, I think in that video I said 90% of people's problems could be solved with money, whatever percentage you want to put on it, a lot of people's problems could, a lot of people's problems couldn't. I hear this mindset a lot about if I had this much money, or if I had this car, or lived in this area, my problems would completely go away. Some of them would, a lot of them wouldn't. Now, the big one that I want to focus on is sociability, let's say. Because that's one of the most core, fundamental points of human civilization and of human life. If you have a lot of money and a nice car and you can't interact with people in the real world, you're still seen as an awkward, shy person. Whether you're pulling up in a Lamborghini, you're now a rich, awkward, shy person. And that takes a lot of learning for a lot of people to do, right? I mean, for me, I think I've kind of had it lucky in that regards, as I've always been okay socially. I've always had friends, I've always had good connections and been able to, make new friends and talk to girls and stuff like that. But I know for a fact this is what, especially in our generation, a lot of people do struggle with, mainly young men. And they're the sort of people who watch one Andrew Tate video and they think, that's what I need in my life. I need a Bugatti and all this and all that. And they think, right, that's going to get me the lifestyle, the fame, the notoriety. It's going to get me the beautiful women, all this sort of stuff. The money's going to buy you the car and not much else. The people who are around you for the money are going to be there for the money. And that's not a meaningful reason for people to be around you. It's difficult to earn genuine status in the world, but like I say, the money will last for so long before people see through the front. Now, I referenced your Andrew Tate sorts. Let's let this train go past first. Right, the locomotive's gone, so we can get back to just watching it pass. I referenced the Andrew Tate sorts for a reason, because people look to these types and they see what they've got and they see the lifestyle, and for most people it's quite appealing, right? It's a generic idea of what success looks like, and they think, well, Andrew Tate's got beautiful women around him, he's got this nice car, and he's viewed well on social media and stuff like that, and all that's true, but they don't realise that look at the way that the guy looks. He's got muscles, he's a physically large guy, and he's just one example of these sorts, which probably is the most common and most known one, so I use that as the example. Don't look to people like him and think your life's going to be like that just because you get some money. If you're from a niche, market, and you get popular and famous in that, your people in that market are going to respect you regardless of anything else. But you know what? You go into the real world, and this is kind of one of the things that I love about YouTube. I can have these videos. I've had a video that's got 100k plus views, and I walk around the street and no one knows who I am. And what I mean by that is this. It doesn't matter who you are on the internet. It doesn't matter if you're in your bedroom making millions off crypto. If when you go into the world, that's not portrayed. Now, I bring this video up for the people who are on the more poor side of things, or let's say starting off in life. People my age, maybe younger, maybe older, whatever. Because you are not going to escape the hard work. I don't really think it's something that I've ever faced, but I think it's a realization that I had probably a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm glad I did that now, because what would the alternative version have been? Like, if I'd have, let's say for example, if I'd have been less social when I was less, economically well off, I wouldn't have the social skills when I get there. If I didn't have the ability to talk to girls when I was younger or broke, whatever, it's not going to magic up now. It's that experience that's more meaningful in the long term, because whatever it is that you're looking for long term, you need to gain these skills now. Because, yeah, people might be nicer to you if you're rich, they might want something, they might be around you again for the wrong reasons, but that's not how you build meaningful connections. And it's not how you build real world status, it's how you get walked all over, desperately looking for people's attention. The answer for a true solution is to get on with this stuff now, because I hear it all the time. I've got people that I know that say this, and it's like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's like, oh yeah, I'll go to this event when I've got a bit more money, because it'll mean that I'll be able to do this and treat it like that or this, or I'll talk to that girl when I've got more muscles and whatever. Do it all now. Do it all now for two reasons. Number one, you have got nothing to lose. You're in the worst position that you'll ever be in your life, right? You're in the worst position that you'll ever be in your life. Because if you're unconfident, if you're poor, if you're not looking your best, whatever, maybe all that sort of stuff, this can't get any worse. And when you have results in that sphere, in that position, well, that's the times that when you win, you're going to be more happy, because it's like, okay, I've got genuine skills, or I'm genuinely got this sort of status, or I'm here in the world where I wouldn't thought I was before. Because, if you pull up in a Lamborghini and you walk into the club and you've got this designer clothes on or whatever, yeah, you might get loads of guys talking about how cool you are, or you might get some girls try to talk to you, whatever, but they're not doing it for the right reason. If you do that with nothing, it's the most authentic experience that you can ever have. Another great thing about it is this: you can feel less bad when it goes wrong, because if you've put all this effort in and then you get rejected, you've built a pretense that you were going to have luck just because of how you have come across or what you've earned, and you didn't have it. You're going to feel awful. If you do that in your worst position and it really goes wrong, right, you've got time to learn, because the person who's made it to fame or money or whatever is expected almost to have a set of skills that come alongside that. You're not going to become your Andrew Tates by just getting £1 million or dollars. It takes a lot more than that, and that is what you learn on the journey. You don't achieve it once you're there, because it's then too late. You're not the character that you're trying to portray. On top of that, like I say, not only have you not got anything to lose at this stage, and you can not feel bad because you're in your worst state, as well as that, I would say this: when you are at this point and you see, I don't know, people don't like this, or they say, haha, this is wrong, or that, or you're not doing this, or I don't like you because of that, you are now at a position where you can change it, and you're going to improve because of that. Like I say, the money isn't going to get you there. The money might take away the worrying about waking up to pay the bills. The money's great for treating your friends, family, and loved ones when you have them, or when you've, built up those social skills, but they ain't any good for just because they're there. You don't need the money on its own to be successful. You don't need the money to be dressed well. You don't need the money to be good looking. You don't need the money to, have good game. It's not really a term that I like, but whatever. This can all be done for free. You don't need money to have social skills and confidence and friends. You need to have an ability to experiment with these things, to see what happens when things go right, see what happens when things go wrong. If you don't earn these, social badges, let's say, for want of a better phrase, if you don't earn these experiences, and I've seen this happen only once or twice, because I don't think many people are unaware enough to let these sort of issues happen to them. But I've seen it happen once or twice, where people have let everything pass them by, and they get to a certain age, or they get to a certain point in life, and they quickly realise, oh yeah, I've got the money now, I've got the car, I've got the house, and I'm still no girls find me attractive. Still, I can't go outside and have a chat with people because I've not worked on these skills. When I was a teenager, when I was broke, where I had nothing to lose. There's a lot of downsides that come with being broke. Straight up there is. But there's an awful lot of advantages. I'm someone who believes in the best in any kind of position that you find yourself, and you can always make something good of it. And the context of this, you're the person with nothing to lose, especially if you're young and broke. I mean, different people like different sorts of things, right? But it's the fitness and exercise that I did when I was poor, and up until this point, that's got me to a level of physical capability to ride a bike for a long distance, go to the gym, sometimes even get compliments for that on the street. It's also things like, talking in social settings, interacting with people in school, in college, in the street, I don't know, in nightclubs when I was 18, that teaches you how social interactions work. And then at 20, a consequence of that is, which is my age now, right, coming into 21 next month, actually, a couple of weeks. But for now, let the train go past. For now, at this age, right, I can drop social skills better than a lot of guys 5-10 years older sometimes. I've even seen that before, and it's quite unfortunate. You can engage with the girls that you like much easier and better because you've been doing it for years. It's not coming new. Things that are coming new, the ability to have a car, having this YouTube channel where I show my face and talk about things, that we have chats, and I've got a Patreon course now and all sorts of stuff. That's all new, but that's the money side being new. Richness and notoriety is going to exemplify and exploit what you already have. What I mean by exemplify is a good thing, and what I mean by exploit is a bad thing. Money's going to exemplify what you have by, it's going to give you the abilities to do what you want. Let's say you're a really adventurous travelling person. It's very difficult to do that on a shoestring budget. Get £1 million, you can go where you want. It's all over Instagram. You've got the photos to prove it. You've got the suntan. You've got this souvenir and this memory from this place. So it exemplifies some good things. It will help you if you get it. But other things, it's going to exploit more. It's going to exploit, whether it's the money or the popularity. And I'll tell you what I think that is. It's going to exploit and prove what you don't know. Because, like I say, there's a certain level of social competence that is expected from a millionaire or someone who's got their, or perceived to have their stuff together. They will have been perceived to have done this sort of stuff. Because let's just imagine, right, if you get into this social circle, this rich social circle, or you have this opportunity to talk to this great-looking girl and whatever, all these sorts of things. You know what I can do in these sorts of times? Call it good or bad, call it stupid, irrelevant, whatever. I can bring up the time that me and my mate did this when we were, teenagers, and the time that this... I've got loads of stories, but people like a relatable character, right? So if you're trying to get rich to lord it over people, you're not going to be a liked rich person. You'll be in your Lamborghini, but you'll be there alone, right? I can be driving around in my 25-year-old broken down Volkswagen Golf. I can probably get better girls in it than a lot of guys could probably do in their Lamborghini. And I know that's a big statement, but my point is this. There becomes a point in time where you realise, if you're doing it for yourself, if you're actually trying things in the real world, right, experimenting with different things, you'll quickly realise that, hey, this Andrew Tate stuff and whatever, this ultra masculinity content, whatever, there's some truth to it. There's some value that comes from it. I will agree with that. But hey, if you're a likeable, sociable person who can sit there, listen, talk to people, make people laugh is a good one. Tell people stories. If you're a character, that shines through. I was in university one time, which is a rare occurrence. But I was in university one time and we were given a lecture, like it was some sort of a presentation thing to the class. My presentation turn came round, and the speaker said, "That is one of the best presentations I've ever seen." And he goes, "You should even have a job presenting stuff on the TV." I remember the time that I was in my school, I did an English speaking assignment, similar thing. Smashed it. First one in the class. I was eager to go. Everyone's all nervous, whatever. I wanted to go first. Went first. And he said that is probably the highest mark, because there's different tiers and people are international watchers, so there's no point complicating it. But basically, it was the highest mark, first one in the class to go. And I know it's like, well, why are you bringing up these things? They're kind of irrelevant. They're very relevant, right? Because that was 16-year-old me smashing it, right? 18-year-old me smashing it. That's how it is. And there's been times before that, after that, where you've had social confidence, competencies that other people may not. And as time goes on, the gap's going to grow, right? And maybe I had a lucky start of realizing these things. I know that some people have said that in the comments. You're realizing stuff that other people don't until much later in life. And I agree there's some truth to that. But what I'd say is this. I don't care for other people how rich I get. Because me pulling up in a Lamborghini or, I don't know, some sort of a sports car, I could be pulling up on that train. Rich people, poor people, posh people, I don't know, your average person. There's a group, right? You might find yourself actually getting into that clique, that niche, that friend group of the rich people, the successful people. But do you want to get there and be the weakest link, right? Because if you're still there looking like a geek, to quote an Andrew Tate, and if you're not confident and you can't interact with people, your Lamborghini means nothing. The restaurant that you're at means nothing. Because you're boring people to death. You don't know what you're doing. It's not a good look, right? It's not a good look on anyone. But as a fresh starter, as a nobody in life, which is what I am, is probably what you are. I don't know. Maybe you've done more than me. It's possible. But for me, I'm a no one, right? I'm exploiting that to my advantage. So what I mean by that is, because no one knows who I am, I can take risks in business. I've got nothing to lose. Who am I? My name means nothing. I can talk to people in an authentic way that makes sense to me, learn people's stories, learn what people like to hear, right? And also share my experiences with people. And what I mean by that is build social skills. It sounds like a very basic thing. It's like, you talk to people, and it sometimes is that basic. I mean, I've known grown men that cannot walk up to a girl and start talking to her, even in the right settings, right? Whatever that setting is, they can't do it. And it's like, that's bad. That is bad. There's no sense of pride that comes from that, and there's no advantage that's going to come. You need to get on that now. Whether that's what it is, whether it's a social skills, whether it's a lack of friends, I don't care about what you think is going to happen when you pull up in a bright green Lamborghini. You're gonna get liked, but on a surface level, right? They like you for the car. If you've got problems with your social skills, if you've got lacks of confidence or whatever, it's hard at any stage, but it ain't going to be easier when you're richer. It ain't going to be easier when you're older. It's going to be harder, because an awkward 10-year-old, obviously, what do you expect? There's very few and far between that you see children that are not confident. An awkward 20-year-old, that's still acceptable. You're a young adult, whatever, it's fine. Awkward 30-year-old, it's not great. It's not great, is it? Take the chances to become something now. And what I mean by that is, work for money, build a business, build a YouTube channel, try and get notable, right? Do what you want to do in life. Don't get dissuaded because of this. But hey, I don't think this YouTube channel is gonna make me some sort of social hero. I'm doing it because I like making videos, and I'm finding that some people, not everyone, likes listening. Do I think it's going to get me? It might get me a nice car, right? I've got ads turned on the videos, so it might do. But the videos and the car ain't going to get me a high class friend group. It's not going to. It might do, but chances few and far between, right? So, what's my point? My point is, a lot of people live in a complete world of escapism. Another form of escapism to me is the let's do it tomorrow. Now what I mean by this is a grand scale of it. You're going to get the money, maybe, because it's not hard to get money, not really. You're going to get the money, let's say you get, I'm not saying like a really, really nice car. Let's say you get like a BMW. What's going to happen then, really? It's not going to give you any extra rights and privileges in life. Most people won't care, and the people that do probably don't care because of you. Again, if you want to be a rich geek, a rich nerd, a rich shy person, that's fine. You shouldn't change your personality just because of a certain social status that comes with it. But I think what I'm saying, I know what I'm saying here is this. Yeah, your social status might change on the surface, but it doesn't mean that your boring conversations are going to become interesting. It doesn't mean that people are going to have an interest in what you have to say just because you're saying it. That may become the case to your fans, to the people who idolize you. But you know what I mean? If you're looking for genuine meaning in the world, yeah, money is a status symbol, and it's like certain animals in nature, right? Look at peacocks as a perfect example. They got all. I saw one of them the other day, and they are magnificent birds, by the way. For those who haven't seen them, but you know, when you see them in real life, they've got all, you know, this big. They look amazing, and it's to show off to the other birds. Whether it's, you know, things like lions, the strongest one survives. Certain animals fight each other. Every animal's got its social status, and that does give it some benefits. But I think it really is a result of the modern times, because people can get rich super easily. I do this dropshipping business, right? You know this. I've link in the bio if you want to join, whatever. I teach people how to do it. But look, my revenue in this can be up to and upwards of 30, 40, maybe even this year, who knows, 50,000 in a year, right? Not bad at all. You can make money basically on your phone. Making money on your phone. But this is probably it is the first time in history that's been the case, and a consequence of it is this. Back in, say, I don't know, even the 90s, but we'll go earlier than that. We'll go the 50s or 60s or 70s. You needed to be, you need to have to find a way to be some tycoon or CEO of business and actually build something in the real world to become a millionaire. And I think a lot of people idealise that idea of a millionaire, someone who's genuinely achieved in the real world. You know, nowadays you can sit in bed playing Call of Duty, live stream it, and if you get enough views, you could probably become a millionaire from that. It's crazy. It's good because it means that you don't have to work for big companies anymore. But don't think you're getting the same creditation or credit. Yeah, credit would probably be a better word. Don't think you're getting the same credit as that CEO, because you're not there yet. You're not there. You can get there, and I'm not saying it means that you need to wear a suit or whatever, but I think most people are going to get the concept of this video. People these days can make money so easily that it's influenced what they think money means. Money means freedom. Money means free time. Money means not having to worry about the bills. Money does not mean true love. Money does not mean real confidence. Money does not mean style. Money does not necessarily mean happiness. And I know what's probably coming next is like, if I'm unhappy when I've got money, at least I can get a dating coach, or at least I can get a fashion coach, or at least I can get someone to talk with me about social skills. You don't need that. You know what you need to do? You need to talk to people in the real world. You need to go out there, you need to chat to people, you need to see what things are actually like. Life experience, to me, is more valuable than any money, right? I'm so privileged that I've learned so much in my life. And that's because of the experiences I've had. Yeah, money might come from that, or you might understand money because of that, but it's not that money does not equate life experience. Money can equate life experiences going forwards, but like I say, sat on a beach in Spain or I don't know, LA or whatever, and then what comes next, right? Because that girl walks past, you still aren't very socially competent. You see them cool guys surfing, you still don't have the confidence to go up to them, and it's like, okay, well, so was it all worth it? Money's worth it for the car, money's worth it for the happiness, the freedom, the free time, but it's not those things alone. Money is not happiness, money is not the car. You can have the car for money because all you need to do is buy it, but have the car for you. No one's going to be impressed just because it says that you got £1 million of dollars on paper. All of these influencers that people follow, they're not just rich. They're rich and muscular, they're rich and famous, they're this and that, right? It's not the case that people are going to like you just because of a net worth or a figure on paper. Anyway, I'd like to continue this chat a bit more, but my phone power is on 5%, so it's about time that I get off. Anyway, thank you for watching. I want to hear your opinions on it, and yeah, leave me a comment. See you soon. Goodbye.